All right, a big welcome to all the Kent Business College apprentices. Look, today we're not going to just talk about marketing theory. Nope, we are embarking on a high-stakes mission.
So, here it is. Your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to launch an absolutely killer marketing campaign. The stakes, they're high. The intel, it's crucial. And your greatest weapon is going to be agility. So are you ready?
Okay, every great mission starts with a solid briefing, right? Before we make a single move, before we spend a single penny, we have got to understand the landscape. This is where we gather our intel.
So, what is this intel? We call it environmental insight. I want you to think of it like your own top secret intelligence report. You see, successful campaigns, they aren't built on guesses. No way. They're built on solid information about what's actually happening out there in the world. Things like the economy, social trends, what your competitors are up to. It is all about knowing the terrain before you deploy.
So how do you actually gather all this intel? Well, it all starts with a super simple pre-mission checklist. Number 1, identify your target. Who are we actually trying to reach? Number 2, define the key message. What is the one critical thing they absolutely need to hear from us? And number 3, set your success metrics. How are we going to know, I'm talking cold, hard data, if we've actually won? All right, intel gathered? Check. Now it's time to use all that juicy intelligence to build our game plan. This is where we get into strategy and tactics.
And here's the thing. Your objective can't just be some vague thing like, oh, let's increase sales. Nope. It has to be a specific strategic target, and it has to be based on the intel you just gathered. So, for example, let's say a competitor has a major PR disaster. Bam, your objective could be to steal their unhappy customers. Or maybe there's a huge new work-from-home trend. Okay, your objective is to reposition your product to fit right into that new lifestyle.
This is so important because your target dictates absolutely everything else. Look at this. If your mission is to reach Gen Z, your battleground is going to be TikTok and Instagram for sure. But if you're targeting retirees, you're looking at a totally different set of channels like Facebook and maybe even traditional media. You have to go where the eyeballs are, and all that environmental data we talked about, that's what tells you exactly where to find them. And it's not just where you talk to them, it's how you talk to them. Your creative, your message, it has to read the room. Just think back to the start of the 2020 lockdowns. Any brand that kept running those flashy buy now ads just looked completely tone deaf, right? The really smart ones though, they pivoted. They started talking about community, about safety, because they understood the public mood had totally shifted.
Okay, the plan is set. The creative is approved. Now for the really exciting part, the part that's totally unpredictable. It's time to go live.
Get ready? 3, 2, 1, and we are live. Your campaign is officially out there, in the wild. The ads are running, the posts are up, the emails are flying out. But listen, this is not the end. Oh no. This is where the real work begins. Because what happens when your perfect plan smacks right into reality? What do you do when a rival launches a surprise counterattack? Or a massive news story breaks and just sucks up all the oxygen in the room? Or what if a sausage roll suddenly goes viral? Okay, this is an absolute masterclass in agility. Remember when Piers Morgan slammed Greg's new vegan sausage roll? They could have totally panicked, but they didn't. Instead, they just bantered right back at him on Twitter. It was clever, it was funny, and they literally turned one of their biggest critics into millions of pounds of free publicity. Now that is agility. That's real-time marketing at its absolute best.
So the campaign's over. The dust has settled. Now it is time for the post-mission debrief. And let's be clear, this is not about pointing fingers or playing the blame game. It's all about learning so that our next mission is even more successful.
Okay, so you're looking at the scoreboard, the data comes in, and oof, it shows a 10% drop in people coming into your stores during the campaign. Now, on the surface, that looks like a total disaster, right? Mission failed?
Well, not so fast. A great marketer knows that a number on its own is pretty useless without context. You have to ask, was this an internal problem? Was our creative just weak? Or was it an external, environmental factor? Like, what if there was a massive fuel shortage that week and nobody could even drive to the stores? See, understanding the why is so much more important than just knowing the what.
And this is exactly why setting those crystal clear success metrics way back in the briefing room was so important.
And that whole process, looking at the data, really understanding the why behind it, and then learning from that, that is how you build your ultimate marketing superpower. It's the one skill that truly separates the pros from the amateurs: strategic agility.
And if you ever need a reason why this superpower is so critical, just look at Nokia. I mean, in 2007, they were the undisputed kings of mobile phones. Then, the iPhone arrived, a massive shift in the technological environment. Nokia, well, they just failed to read the signals. They failed to adapt, and within just a few years, their entire empire crumbled. It's a brutal lesson, but a brilliant one. So how do you actually build this agility? Well, here's your starter toolkit. I want you to think of pestle analysis as your long-range scanner, looking for those big cultural and economic waves on the horizon. Then you've got your microfactors. That's like your close-range radar, telling you what customers and competitors are doing right now. And finally, a good old SWOT analysis. That's your mission summary, telling you exactly what to attack, what to defend, and what to watch out for. Okay, let's wrap this mission up. If there's one crucial thing I want you to take away from all this, it's this. Good marketers react to what's happening today. That's fine. But the best marketers, they use their understanding of the entire environment to build for the future.
And that brings us to our final thought. The next big cultural shift, the next game-changing piece of tech, the next viral sausage roll, whatever it is, it's coming. The only question is, will you be the one who sees it first? Mission accomplished.